ground shake.
Hey, troll, you ready to do this thing or what? Yeah, get the hell out of here, you goddamn troll. Yeah.
Make the ground shake.
Ready to do this thing?
Yeah, this is Third World Gamers episode what now?
The lost number.
Yeah, well, yeah,
So,
closing 2014 episode.
yeah. Yes, folks, so it's been a while since our last episode, but you know, couldn't just leave 2014 to go by without us having our say. So we've crawled out of our holes,
Yes.
or I've crawled out of my hole,
His,
to bring you
some more literal than others, you know.
the inaugural Third World Gamers Best of something.
Yeah, 2014, but it might be games that come on in 2014, or it might just have been games that we played in 2014.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
so forgive us, 2014 has made us a year older and a lot more forgetful. So
Senile.
yeah, so excuse us if we kind of get some of the release dates wrong and stuff. But this is gonna be our personal best of, so it's by no means at all.
Yeah, games that actually come out in 2014. Some of them might have come out in 2014.
Well, I was gonna say this is by no means a definitive list. This is just our personal favorites for the year so far, but that too. So yeah, basically how we're gonna do this is we're gonna give categories and say what our personal best of were for each of these categories, and probably mention some honorable mentions and run-ups or whatever the hell else. So yeah, to start it off, the first category is best graphics in a game
Yeah.
for 2014.
Well, I mean, with the newly launched next-gen consoles, it have like a lot of new stuff. One of them was the release of Rise on a Rome on the PC. You know,
Yes.
supposedly you could play it in 4K if you're one of the 5 richest kings of the earth. But you know, even on Xbox it was still blowing away, like, you know, a lot of things. You know, I mean, you know, Crytek always on the edge. You know, now they might be on the edge of bankruptcy, but
True.
but always on the edge of graphics. You know, and Rise on a Rome both on Xbox and now on PC with, you know, even sharper visuals, some crazy graphics.
Indeed. And to bring some balance to the force, best graphics that I saw for 2014 had to be, well, on the PlayStation 4, of course, Alien Isolation. I think even with all the other high profile releases, Alien Isolation just nailed it in the graphics department. I mean, that stuff was looking photorealistic. I mean, it was comparable to, maybe even better than the photorealistic Fox engine from the PT,
Yeah,
the
no,
playable demo. So.
well, I didn't see the PlayStation version in person, but I mean, I see it on YouTube, and I saw the PC version in person, and they know they totally nail everything from the show.
Definitely. So,
You know, we watched the show before you started to play the game. You know, you'll
which is my
definitely see-
intention, though. So,
Yeah,
one
just
of
like
these
it.
days.
Just like it. You know what was interesting? You know, they get all the retro futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so it looks like a movie. You know, it's weird. It's like a unusual kind of graphics. You know, it's like it looks like a set,
Yeah.
but the set of the movie, you know, It's hard to describe, but it looks
Yeah.
just like the movie.
And if those things interest you, really look at the making of and the kind of links that they went through to bring that parity between the 1979 movie and the 2014 game.
Yeah, and it was kind of
amazing.
you know, I mean, I had heard people talking about it for a long time, but it was kind of a surprise anyway how it turned out to be as good as it was. You know,
True.
because you know, last game that didn't come out this year, but if we have a world sub list, it's so bad it probably spill over into this year. Eclipse and many things that come out this year.
Yeah,
You know,
so
Colonial Marines, you know, totally didn't nail it.
yeah, so if you're looking for the alien game, get Isolation.
Yeah,
Not Colonial Marines, Isolation.
yeah, you know, although
Kind of like where we at right now.
I feel like I'm gonna start taping the Colonial Marines together with the Alien Isolation just to try to get rid of them, you know. And by the way, you know, here's this.
So yes, next category. Best soundtrack of 2014.
You know, this was unusual, but I really like the Far Cry 4 soundtrack. You know,
That was some good stuff.
you wouldn't really think that they would have, you know, melodic music playing while you're jamming a knife through the skull of a mercenary. You know, but those were some of the best ones. You know, steel
Because,
pan
I mean,
incorporated too.
Yes,
Unusual.
Because I mean, it had times I was just playing the game and walking around, and the music would start up, and I'll just like totally encompass you into that world. Just give it this. I mean, the world's so gorgeously made already, and when you add the music there, just give it this cinematic feel, like
Yeah,
you're
that
actually
sense,
experiencing something, even when you're not doing anything in the game, like shooting people.
Yeah, when I think of the
So-
Himalayas, you know, it have like a kind of air of mysticism and
Yeah.
magic and shit, you know, and the music will like really help underscore that, you know.
Yes. But for me, I would say the most significant song from any game in 2014 that I've come across was that final end song from Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
I think it's The Longing. That song was just heart-wrenching and stuff, and I mean, even though I didn't play the game yet,
Yeah,
just
you know, because
listening to that,
we should mention that neither of us have beaten it, you know. I haven't started. He actually have it, and you know,
Yeah,
he might never hear it. You know,
never heard it in the game, but thank goodness for that CD that was
That is what they
included.
give it to,
But,
you know.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so that song alone just win Dark Souls 2 best soundtrack for me for 2014. If I had to put a tagline to that soundtrack, it'll be "Prepare to cry."
yeah. I came up with that.
This guy.
Yeah. Through the magic of editing. Yeah. Other category now, best actual gameplay.
Most important thing in games, I would say.
Yeah. You know, we was talking about one of the next surprise hits, Wolfenstein. New Wolfenstein, you know, the confusingly named Wolfenstein.
As Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Right, yes, Wolfenstein New Order, right. At least now we don't attack on a year, you know. Oh, well,
True.
it's Tomb Raider 2013, or what the hell it is, you know. Yeah, Wolfenstein the New Order.
Yeah.
Surprise hit, you know.
That
And the
was,
guys
that
who
was
made,
actually
we should mention is the guys who made Escape from Butcher Bay, Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay.
Right,
You know? Yeah, so unfortunately the skillful guys at Starbreeze was making you know, Wheelman and stuff, and the semi-good Darkness, I think that was kind of okay,
Yeah.
you know. But now they're back on the top of the game with
Wolfenstein,
Wolfenstein
yeah. I
New
mean,
Order.
because when I play it, it was surprising because it is a throwback to like the gaming mechanics of the original FPS, like the old Wolfenstein, the old Doom, and that kind of thing, and it just like so smartly updated for the current generation that it was at first it was like a bit of a surprise, but when you get a hold of it, that dual wheel shotgun is like the bomb, yo, the bomb.
Yeah, that was and had like a lot of cool set pieces, and you know,
Yeah,
not just and you know, missions where it was in a prison. That's kind of a throwback to Butcher Bay too. the prison missions and stuff, you know, not just shooting straight through, and it actually tell a good story too.
The story though.
Yeah.
We talking about gameplay though.
Well, I mean,
You're undermining the categories, man.
and it was so integrated in the game though, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's hard to tell them apart, but yeah, that was another one with a good gameplay this year. Well, for me, I think more particularly was Far Cry 4. You know, just basically it's like Far Cry 3, more refined. You know, and it didn't have to do much with Far Cry 3. I think it had a little deeper crafting, a little more things it could have do with crafting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's just like minor tweaks that make to the gameplay in Far Cry 4, but
you know, and the grappling mechanic, you know, was better than I thought it would be.
Definitely.
You know, it definitely helped you out of a couple of, you know, because of the huge verticality of the place. You know, you would have had to do a lot of meandering if you wanted to go straight up.
Yeah.
You know, but the grappling helped.
Yeah, I mean Far Cry 3 was real super duper fun, and that would have probably be my game of the year for 2012 if it wasn't for Walking Dead Season 1. I was hard pressed to choose between the two, but but yeah, the little tweaks that they make in Far Cry 4 definitely worth playing. I mean, just when you get a whole lot of anti-material rifle, god damn. So yeah. Far Cry 4 definitely deserve some kudos for the gameplay.
Well, if you want to move on to the story.
Yeah.
Well, as you mentioned before, you know, Wolfenstein actually had, you know, a much better story than you would have probably think they would have in such a game.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and a lot of cool cinemas and stuff too, you know, like the time lapse where he had like a shard of metal in his skull.
Yes.
You know, and a huge time lapse. And, you know, then him waking up and just doing what he does do best. You know, at once, you know.
Yes.
You know, none of this, you know, who am I, you know, for like a long period of time, you know, just jamming a blade directly into a Nazi skull. You know?
Yes, the story, you know, in the new one, that was definitely something. It reminded me of Resistance 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Resistance 3 was like, it's like a sharp turn from the series with some real hardcore emotions, but yeah.
Yeah, it was
new what was.
It was cool in that, you know, both that and this, you know, totally focused on single player. I mean, Wolfenstein don't even have a multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to see that, you know, they're kind of swinging back into single player games, you know, these days, you know. You know what? Telltale Games, Game of Thrones game was actually pretty good. You know, I wasn't really a huge fan of the point and click. I think Ram was more into The Walking Dead. You know, I know recently he was into Wolf Among Us.
That if I had to do best story, it would probably be Wolf Among Us, just because Tales from the Borderland now starts and there's only one episode so far. But yeah, like playing Wolf Among Us, I mean, that's Telltale Games thing, right? They have these super good stories.
I don't know how to kill people, and I'm not afraid to kill people.
Yeah, but it's like the suspense that they build up in Wolf Among Us and how they end it in the last episode. God damn, that was some feels right there.
You know, and similarly with Game of Thrones, you know, they actually, you know, I don't know how involved Martin was, but I think his assistant was involved, you know. So I guess he had to, you know, kind of flesh out some characters there, for them to kill, you know.
As is customary for,
you know,
a Song of Ice and Fire.
And it's only like one episode so far, and already I kind of hooked, you know, like, because, you know, they're not afraid to kill people, you know. I know from Walking Dead,
I mean, it's the same thing for me with Tales from the Borderland. I love the Borderlands games for the
humor.
The humor, yeah, the sense of humor is right up my alley, and Telltale Games definitely fulfill on that promise and actually take it to another level with Tales from the Borderlands. But unfortunately, it's just one episode, so we wouldn't really count that as best story.
Yeah, but you know, potentially. You know, I mean, like
probably in 2015. So stay tuned and come back. Well, come back before December 2015 though, but yeah, come back and see our thoughts on these Telltale Games series.
Rather generously termed as thoughts.
What's the next
I mean, not
category
necessarily story, but you know, they have another great villain in Far Cry 4. They just keep on coming with him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they have Vass, I know they have Pagan Min.
Pagan Min.
Pagan Min, you know, no, it's not necessarily the story, but a guy, just one guy from the story just making the game.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
charismatic.
Yes, the always excellent Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Just like fulfill on this character. Let me see, what's the next category? Atmosphere.
This year actually had like a kind of, well, I mean, it was only two main ones, but
Yeah.
a resurgence, you know, you could say in horror and survival horror.
Yeah.
Horror being, you know, as you mentioned, Alien Isolation. They have some combat, but I think it's more inside of horror.
Yeah,
That you
yeah.
mostly, you know,
Yeah,
even
or
if facing
I
some.
even think you could call it combat now. You could like hit people and shoot people, but the weapons like super ineffective. You could
Yeah,
barely
you know.
kill people in Alien Isolation.
So that is more,
core horror.
yeah, you know, closer to Silent Hill because, I mean, in Silent Hill you
Well,
could fight in some of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know,
you could
you
still
just-
kill things.
Your weapons just so shitty, you know, that, and that is our take, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You certainly can't kill the alien. So you definitely had to hide from that guy, you know, like he just kind of learned from what he do, you know. It reminds me of there's this old Super Nintendo game called Clock Tower. And this one is like a scissor wielding maniac, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a scissor wielding little person.
Yeah,
right?
I see the
Yeah, you know.
clips on YouTube.
So you know, half of the times he would know you're hiding in the cardboard box and plunge the blade into you, you know. if you had hit there before, I think he kind of learns, you know. And similar with the alien, you know. You know, sometimes you're gonna hide in a locker and you'll get away. Sometimes you'll hide in a locker and it will feast on your flesh, you know. You'll open it up and like a box lunch, you know. Yeah.
Yes, but
Also, Evil Within, you know.
yeah, I didn't start that yet.
But you know, I started that, and you know, I think Shinji Mikami probably still have it. Now, you know, he's not working with his Japanese team again, you know. So maybe they do actually probably have some of the polish that he would have had,
Right.
because in Japan, you know, he was like a god, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, a demigod, you know. So like,
one of the video gaming greats.
yeah. So hopefully it's a return of form for him, you know. It's probably the true follow-up to Resident Evil 4. You know, because Resident Evil 5 wasn't a follow-up to 4. And 6 definitely wasn't a follow-up. 6 wasn't even a follow-up to 5.
Yeah, so
You know?
I've heard.
So, you know, now this might be the true return to survival horror.
But for me, I would say the most atmospheric game I played in 2014 had to be Shadow or Mordor. Just because of how well they make this coherent feeling across everything, from the menus to the game itself to the environments. Like I'd say it's on somebody's list. They had it as most emotionally surprising menu option, right, for 2014.
What do you mean the option?
Because like the menu in Shadow or Mordor is basically just looking at the shoulders and the head of your character, right, Italian, or whatever skin you choose, right? And while it's loading, it will actually have like little audio snippets playing. So sometimes there's be like audio snippets of him talking to his wife from before the game, because they die at the beginning, spoilers. And or sometimes it'll just be like whisperings, like remember the whisperings of the ring in the movie. It'll just be that. Or sometimes it'll be like somebody singing one of the poems from the books in like the style of the movie. It's just like everything is just like encompassed here, especially when you're playing and you're using rate abilities and thing. Everything just have that coherent feel throughout it, from the time you like start it to the time you're stabbing orcs in the eye. So yeah, best atmosphere for me, definitely Shadow or Mordor. Ooh, best indie game. Well, for me for 2014, I would say the best indie game, and I use that with air quotes because indie is kind of a nebulous term. The best indie game for me that I play was basically Murasaki Baby on the Vita. Because, I mean, Sonico did a superb job in really playing to the Vita's strength as well as creating an atmosphere and this very unique art style. I mean, you're playing as a girl with an upside down head, right? She mouth on the top of she head, but just from the chilling way she does vocalize to the unique weirdness of the characters that you encounter, like everything in that game was just super fun. I mean, I like played through that whole game in one sitting, mainly because of the launch day bug that didn't allow me to save, but also because it was so compelling. So yeah, Murasaki Baby definitely get my Indie Game of the Year award.
Interestingly, would Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen be considered indie game? Especially Star Citizen with a budget of
$68 million.
$68 million. Technically, it is indie.
Technically, yeah.
But it is the most, expensive indie game ever created. But both that and Elite Dangerous, is interesting things that kind of coming out this year. Elite Dangerous just come out last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
So it's too hardcore for me.
I think.
Right, and but they're definitely looking interesting. I mean, freaking, Oculus Rift, they won support and. Just the insane amount of, and I mean, this is a case where, like, always online is justified.
Well,
because everybody is somebody, it's like, every NPC is supposedly
true.
Human, But, I mean, it's too hardcore for me, and,
yeah. And I don't have a PC, so.
Yeah, and even I wouldn't really say I have a PC capable of running it, the way it's supposed
the way
to be
it was
run,
meant to be played, yes.
In a 4K Oculus Rift on a omnidirectional treadmill.
Yes.
Both of these games,
True.
crazy. One of the indie games, probably not this year. I don't think it was this year. But that was good in recent times with Little Inferno. Just burning stuff in a fireplace and buying more stuff to burn in the fireplace.
Yes, some men just do want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, and it's weird. They had like a catalog full of stuff that they could burn in the fireplace, Because
yes.
the world is getting more and more frozen for mysterious reasons, and that's when they make us a World Ago, World Ago was surprisingly emotional.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah, but this game from the makers of World Ago, guys, really something that was cool. I think it was on PC and Wii U actually. Because the Wii U had the touchpad and you really had to touch stuff, move it around and thing, But yeah, that was really a cool game.
Another great little game that I play was Monument Valley on Android.
And it was freaking free.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, it was free on Amazon.
Well, it was free from Amazon. So thanks Amazon, but yeah, Monument Valley, that was beautiful and minimalist and emotional and like all the good stuff that you'd want in a game. And it was surprising that it was for phones.
Yeah.
That it wasn't like some known developer coming across from consoles or making it for a handheld. It was a mobile game, which
I was like the first person to decry, mobile games. Like, we're going to touch, people dead, it's like.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I played a mobile game that good.
Yeah, it have like a sense of style.
If ever.
It's a kind of MC-ish thing going on.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, freaking, they're finally releasing Metal Slug on PC with online play. Finally after all these years, it was out on PSN for like a long time, and they didn't have online play. It's like Jesus Christ, So now they have Metal Slug 3 and Metal Slug X on Steam with online play.
Nice.
Yeah, that is literally one of my favorite games, And you know what? You can set how many lives you want. I think you can set it up to 30 and 3.
Right.
And next you have infinite button. And even with 30 lives and 2 players and setting the game to the last level, I still couldn't beat it.
Honorable mention for me would have be Borderlands, the pre-sequel. come out on PS3 this year, so it didn't really win any of the best graphics or anything. But I mean, like I said before, I love the Borderlands series, and pre-sequel kind of amp it up a little bit with the low-grav environments. And I mean, the humor was a little bit off kilter from Borderlands 2, because it was the Australian team that developed it, so it had like a little more uniquely Australian slant to the humor. But with the gameplay mechanics, is still more of that Borderlands that I love so much.
Yeah, and it's probably kind of like a stopgap thing while the main guys do
Working on
next-gen thing.
Battleborn.
What are you doing?
Battleborn. Not even Borderlands 3. Still no confirmation on Borderlands 3, but
Alright.
Battleborn, the MOBA thing that they
Okay.
yeah. So,
Alright, well, you know,
I
I
don't
think a few
Get
things.
your act together, Gearbox. So yeah, brings us to the final and most important, supposedly, category of this Best of 2014 feature, which is, drum roll please,
Carol make them songs.
You made it!
Best Game of 2014. So, Kevin.
Let me think. Best game, probably at this moment, Far Cry 4, because I haven't beaten the other stuff yet, you know.
Yes.
At
Good
the moment,
stuff,
Far
good
Cry
stuff.
4, you know, they have a cool villain. They have a region in games that never really, like a geographical region.
Yeah,
you know, that's never really been explored. I mean, you had a little bit, you had some in Uncharted 2,
Yeah.
right? You know, but you don't really. This is not an area that you see, and the whole game set in this place, you know, and it's like
it's definitely a
totally untapped area.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, fresh environment.
yeah, you know, that the music, you know, the atmosphere, you know, just everything coming together, you know, and it's one of the games that was really you could see next gen, you know, because I mean it's still straddling a little bit, you know, but I mean when I compare the PS3 and Xbox versions to the next gen and PC versions, it's like night and day, you know. And yeah, it's good to see some stuff finally taking it to the edge, you know. Yeah, Far Cry 4.
Yeah. Far Cry 4 would have been my game of the year if it wasn't for Shadows of Mordor. Everything about that game was just so good. Because I mean, I didn't even really care for it, because as much as I love Tolkien and all the Lord of the Rings stuff, like, I know all the games is usually be bad. So I didn't really care for it up until just before release, when I started reading, and it was like Assassin's Creed mechanics with Batman combat. How the hell that gonna work in middle of it? But when I get my hands on it and I started playing it, it was just like everything in that game just come together to make that superb experience that most games struggle to compete with in 2014. I mean, everything from the combat is visceral and satisfying, the world is interesting, the atmosphere, like I say, is pretty enchanting, entrancing. So for me, my game of the year definitely would be Shadows of Mordor, even if I didn't finish it yet. That kind of puts a wrap on the best of 2014 stuff. As far as we know, you need to quantify that. As far as we know, from what we've played, what we've experienced.
I don't really know much.
But looking forward to a new year, new games.